Guys, this is even more broken than I could have possibly imagined or seen in my last video. Let's get into it. Before we do, guys, we are doing a mega giveaway for June. We're going to be giving away 10,000 Robux. All right, at least over 9,000. So make sure you guys comment down below your Roblox username, like, subscribe to this channel and my other channels like Blam, Sponge, Blam's Fighters, etc. as well. So you guys have the most amount of chances to win. The more times you comment on like different videos, the more chances you have to win. So let's get it popping and let's continue our road to 1 million subs. All right, so what am I talking about? I'm talking about this new unit right here. Now we just got the new wiki updates, so we now know exactly what these guys do. In my last video, we were a little bit confused because obviously like there's no way to find out what these abilities do until the devs tell us, and the devs did finally tell us. So we're gonna be bringing the best buff unit in the game. You really want to bring him or Speedaholic. He's kind of unobtainable, but he's kind of nice because it requires no like skill, and she's pretty OP as well. I'm not gonna lie, she's technically better, but she requires a lot more skill. Anyways, let's hop on into training mode, and I want to show you guys something because this is kind of busted OP, and I wanted to go a little bit more in depth on how good this guy is, because some people in my comment sections were hating on him, and I don't know why. So let's get it started. First up, he does have a couple abilities, so I want to go over what exactly each of these do. So here we go, guys. So these are the two abilities, Copy Fist and Ultimate Fist. Now these are both really good abilities, and they have different uses. So let's do Copy Fist first. So first up, this unit is kind of interesting because he's kind of viable in both modes. So this is his raid mode stats, and you can place exactly 4 of them. Okay, and the one nice thing about this guy in particular is his first ability, you can use it on all of them. All right, look at that. So Copy Fist, he's now at 5.37. All right, Copy Fist, 5.37, and it'll stack and make him more OP and more OP. Now, according to the wiki, this is infinite. So I don't know if this technically means infinite damage, but maybe. So if we take a look at what it says lasts for 1 minute and has a cooldown of 3 minutes after use. Adds 5% of current damage to Kung Fu Galaxy. Now I'm assuming that means the current amount of damage he has, and it's supposed to last for a while, so it might actually be infinite. So we're gonna put it on 3x, and we're gonna see if the damage goes down. So it looks like the damage does go down. So I'm kind of confused on this one a little bit. This kind of seems like a stupid one. A 5% damage boost doesn't seem to mean that much to me. So you guys can kind of comment down below, like, what's the point of a 5% damage boost? Now, the reason I'm saying what's the point is because if we take a look at him later on, the stats just go crazy. So we're going to upgrade him all the way to max. And here we go, guys. So max stats, only 6 million to max. So you could feasibly get this. So with the buff, max stats with no ability usage, you were going to get, here we go, 273 million. So 27 million DPS plus poison. So he's basically dang near 100, like, I don't know, 100 million DPS probably, once you factor all that in. And of course, he got that full map range. Now I do have him as his like 22% leader boost, so keep that in mind as well. And the orb buff. So these are all kind of like the boosts going on. So let's take a look. And now Copy Fist kind of makes a little bit more sense. You guys can kind of see the stats are a little bit better. And if we take a look, it doesn't really show that. I guess there's no like scroll bar, so maybe they can add a scroll bar there. That's actually kind of funny. So we're gonna wait for this to go away. Apparently it's supposed to go away after a couple minutes. All right, but as of right now, he's doing pretty dang good. 307 million DPS. And I'm gonna be honest that you can get that. Yeah, there you go. It already went down. So you can get that on every single unit. So that's actually pretty dope. So next up, what you're gonna need to do is you need to have an insane amount of HP. So let's take a look. We're gonna read this thing so you guys can know exactly what it does. So here we go, guys. So adds half of the strongest enemy HP to Kung Fu's damage by half. All right, so I don't know why it says by half twice. So what I recommend if you guys wanted to test this out, you're going to have the HP absolutely crazy. So what this means is this guy is mainly good for like final waves, and he's going to absolutely cook on final waves because he has that damage boost and the poison stack. So we're just going to upgrade this to an insane amount. And let's continue reading what this says. So 50, if the strongest enemy had 100 billion HP, 50 billion will be added after use. This cannot stack with multiple enemies. So this is great if you have one enemy that's super big. This has a maximum cap of 200 billion. Now, this is before buff though. So that means 800 billion is the cap. Now, this has an infinite global cooldown and only lasts for 1 minute. So I think this might mean effectively it is a multi-trillion nuke. So However, you guys can see what his SPA is, and it looks like his SPA plus poison, etc. So he should be able to do this about roughly 5 to 6 times. So that means you're going to be able to do that 800 billion 5 to 6 times plus poison. So if we do the math on that, so we'll say the poison is going to kind of interfere with this a little bit. So we'll say you can do it 3 times with the poison. So we'll just do that. Obviously, poison has kind of like a 21 second. It's kind of weird. So theoretically speaking, you could do 3 poison stacks. So that'd be 800 times 7 times 3. So you could be doing 16.8 trillion damage with this guy. Like, so that he's effectively a 16.8 trillion damage nuke. And if you stack that with a percentage based nuke unit, it's going to be absolutely crazy. And now if we take a look, not only does it do that, it also applies the Diavolo effect, teleporting them back 4 corners. So what is a corner? This is a corner right here to right there. So it'll teleport them back basically 4 paths. So it'll probably go from like here to the spawn. So you kind of want to, you could time it right and use it on a long path. That's kind of usually the recommendation for Diavolo and Law. Because if you teleport it when it's here, it's going to go all the way back here, and that's a pretty big advantage. So let's see what we can kind of like cook them up to. So there we go. We're going to get a few of these guys down. And what we're going to do is we're going to go Ultimate Fist. There we go. And as you can see, I messed that up. So he didn't even have enough HP on that one. So we're going to have to run this back. And unfortunately, this is a really annoying long thing. So this is kind of annoying. But yeah, so I messed it up. I didn't have enough HP. So you're going to need a crazy amount of HP on them. So, and then you can stack the buff. So if you do it wrong, you can still end up with like 277 billion. So I got to rejoin real quick. If you don't want to see that, guys, or if you're in a real game, I do always recommend turning cutscenes off in a real game. It's fun to take a look at the cutscene a few times, like if you're trying to showcase the unit. But if you guys are actually like trying to be a pro, never use the cutscenes. You're going to be cooked. So this is going to require a ridiculous amount of clicking. So keep that in mind as well. So we're just going to get it to 1 more 10x. Now, thankfully, this is percentage based on the click, so it's a lot better than it used to be. It used to take you like a millennia to get this upgraded all the way to what you needed it to be. And thankfully now it's, like I said, percentage based. So we're cooking. Here we go. And yeah, so let's spawn in a few of these bad boys. All right, and let's kind of see what kind of damage we can get. So right now we are at like 136 million. So here he is. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go Ultimate Fist. Bang. And if you try to stack Copy Fist, it does not work. Oh, and the cutscene is still going to play, guys. Oh, heck no. But you can see we're already at a crazy amount of damage. Now, unfortunately, I can't freaking use the buff because of this freaking cutscene, guys. This is grinding my gears, man. Like I said, I turned the cutscenes off. So if you guys know how to turn this off, like, let me know. Because this is annoying as heck. Now I can't buff him. And that's kind of a pretty big minus, so... If anybody has a tip for this, please let me know, because I wanted to show you the stats, but this is going to take a dang near a millennium, guys. All right, and by the time this is over, he probably can't even... There we go. We can still see his stats, thank God. All right, bang and bang. 800 billion, but obviously the cutscene screwed us. So there we go, guys. 800 billion stats, legit. Absolutely crazy, bro. Dude, this guy is so broken. Look at this, dude. 800 billion plus poison. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Garo's kind of the GOAT. I'm not gonna lie. That's wild. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna get my 7-star tier list out soon, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. That should be dropping in probably like 5 hours, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.